Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now in this video, we are going to be going over how much we have made this week from yield farming, just like I do every single week. I kind of go over my positions and how much I've made and all that good stuff. But before we get into it, if you could please hit the like button, subscribe down below if you want to, turn the notifications on, all that good stuff. And yeah, with that being said, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and be very careful about what you're investing in crypto and DeFi because it is the riskiest stuff in the world. And with that said, let's jump into it. So I'm going to leave a link down below to Crystal. Right now, you can currently farm their airdrop. You can generate crystals, which will turn into crystal tokens, which will, it's basically just farming a free airdrop when they do launch. And there's a bunch of ways you can earn crystals. You can follow them on Twitter. You can do a weekly quiz. You can swap, use their swap feature. They use Uniswap's UI, so it's essentially like a Uniswap, but you're generating an airdrop or farming an airdrop at the same time. So for $1 swapped, you can get 10 crystals. So let's say you farm or you do $10,000 worth of swaps, you're gonna get 100,000 crystals, stuff like that. You can zap in, zap out, manage your positions, and earn this airdrop. So definitely check that out. Also, let's have a look. So volume over the weekend has been pretty trash. I mean, weekends are pretty low anyway, but 2.5 billion on Saturday and 2.95 yesterday. Last week we had a couple of good days, but for the most part, pretty low as well. However, the market has been going up over the weekend. So if we check CoinGecko and give this a refresh, we can see the market has slightly been going up. Bitcoin back up to almost 63K. I think it did touch 63 and then it's kind of just come down slightly. But yeah, the market's been sort of going back up, but volume's been down. So it will be interesting to see what happens this week in terms of volume. Now let's start off over on Aperture. Now, bear in mind, I am about 6 hours in front of myself. So usually I film these videos about 6 hours from now. 4, 5, 6 hours, something like that. So 6 hours ahead of schedule usually. So bear in mind there should be, like most videos on a Monday, we'll work out kind of the fees that we will generate in sort of 6 hours time and kind of add that to it, if that makes sense. So you'll see what we're going to claim, and then also I'll work out how much we will actually have in another 6 hours, if that makes sense. So let's see. So we've got WETH and USDC on Aerodrome. We've made $23.75 on this position. WETH and USDC on base. We've made $7.29. Now I will say that this position was out of range for a large majority of last week. I think I put this back into range, or it went back into range maybe Thursday or Friday. WETH and Fungi, we've got $2 there and 8 cents. We'll round that 7.9 up. WETH and Aero, we've got $9.48. Okay, WETH and Brett, we've got $15.91. WETH and Toshi, we've got $17.65 here. AVAX, I'm not going to count this, 3 cents. AVAX has been very slow this week. My Arbon USDC pool, which usually generates like $50 a week, is out of range. Optimism and USDC out of range. And Matic and USDC, $2.36, which again is out of range. So I'm not going to bother rebalancing this Normie pool. Normie actually had an exploit I think they did exploit because then they relaunched it and airdropped people the tokens. So yeah, we still have quite a few positions out of range, a few $1,000s worth of positions. But we've currently made $80 so far on the week. Now, if we go over to Aerodrome, which is where the large majority of our weekly income comes from at the moment, and we go over to the dashboard, we'll be able to see how much we have made over here. So OVN and USD plus, we have made $131.70. 131.70. What was that? 171. Yeah, 131.70. USDC and Climber, we've made $62.99. Okay, for WETH and TKN, we have made $28.53. 28.53. For WETH and Wells, we have made $90.94. $90.94. So we're at just under $400 for the week. So it's been a pretty low week, but I mean, even if we check out, let's have a look at Aero's token here. Aerodrome is down to 68 cents, which again, we're getting the majority of our weekly income is coming from aero tokens. So the emissions haven't been down. The percentage is still pretty high. But in terms of the token, this is stacking up every, however often the rebase is. But because the token price has sort of been going down, that's why our income is sort of a slightly less. Finance. Sometimes I include the extra finance weekly income. Sometimes I don't. To be honest, I think it's like $15 a week or something. So yeah, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It just depends on the week if I remember to or not, to be honest. So if we take a look over on Aero, I think the APR is down, but for some reason this isn't loading. Let's give this a little refresh here. You can see we earn $1.77 a day. So what's that, like $9 a week? So we could add $9 to this, I suppose, plus 9, which brings us up to over 400. And then that's really about it. On turbos, I haven't done anything, to be honest. I haven't rebalanced anything. This is still sat out of range. We do have $40 here in unclaimed rewards, which I'm just going to kind of leave there. Sui is currently sat around 82 cents, so it has been going down. But I'm just going to kind of leave this here. Right now on this Sui pool, you can get 108% APR, which isn't too bad. But yeah, there you go. Not too good of a week, $400. I mean, it's not bad. That's what, $1,200, $1,600 a month on average, which again, I've got about 20K in here. So let's say if we have 400, divide that by 20,000, times that by 100. So it's about 2% a week, which is about 8% per month is what we're currently generating at the moment, roughly. So yeah, not too bad there. Not too bad. About 8% per month, which again isn't terrible. It's pretty good actually. It's over 100% a year, which is decent. It's decent. About 2% a week. I will take that. So there is the update for the week. Now again, in 6 hours time, we'll probably have something like $420, $430, something like that, which isn't too bad, I suppose. Now I am looking to put more funds into positions, but there just isn't really anything too crazy. There isn't anything that's kind of like shouting out to me in terms of decent positions that I want to, put money into, to be honest. I mean, if we take a look at Aerodrome, there's just nothing really here that's kind of pulling me. I may even just put more into this, into my OVN position. OVN, let's actually see the OVN price. If we go to deck screener here, and we have a look at OVN, I think it's still hovering around, it's still hovering around that $40, $50 mark. I believe it did drop, it did drop down to like $30 back in June, start of June, but I might put even more into this OVM pool because this has been pretty much a winner since I've jumped into it. This has definitely been producing the most amount per week in terms of the emissions, which it would because I have the most in this one. But I may put some more into this. I'm farming with about 4.5K in here. 4.5K, but it's currently down to about 4,000. Oh, and by the way, when it comes to calculating impermanent loss, because I know I get quite a few comments about that, yes, 100% calculating permanent loss, but when I'm doing a week to week, this is mainly focused on cash flow. Yes, include impermanent loss in your overall calculations for yield farming, but when I'm just doing a quick 10-minute video every Monday, I'm not going to go over my impermanent loss overall and all my positions. It's just too much, right? People want to see the cash flow, how much money it's actually making, getting down to kind of like brass tacks. I've put this money in, and the impermanent loss is only really worth calculating in terms of actually thinking about it when you're looking at, pulling that money out. Because as long as you don't pull that money out or touch these positions, if you're generating cash flow, that's the main thing you should look at, in my opinion. Of course, overall, you need to look at how much you've actually put in versus how much it's worth. And then, of course, how much you've pulled out of the position. But for me, as I'm doing these quick 10-minute videos, I'm not going to sit there and go through every single position on a spreadsheet and include impermanent loss. Because, again, like, let me know if you want to see that. But for me, I think the main thing when I'm watching videos like this is getting down to sort of the numbers and how much it's cash flowing every week. So if we look at Crystal, actually, and go to hot pools, again, there's nothing really that's kind of shouting out to me. I don't touch Ethereum because, again, gas fees are way too much on here. But even if we go to, let's say, Polygon or something, there's nothing really, again, that's kind of shouting to me in terms of that I want to put my money in at the moment. There is a position on Ethereum. I do want to jump into this Tau position. And put a decent amount in there just because of the token. But again, other than that, there's nothing really screaming at me in terms of positions. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. $400 for the week, which isn't too bad considering it's all passive. So I will definitely take it. Volume has been down. Of course, on higher volume weeks, we generate about, 1.5 to 2x that, to be honest. But because volume's been down, it is what it is. But that's going to be it for the video. If you have enjoyed, make sure you smash a like, subscribe if you are new, and stay tuned because there is something pretty big coming up over the next couple of weeks. I'm currently creating a community just for yield farmers. So stay tuned for that. I'll make a video for it, and that'll be out soon. But yep, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.